Hey guys, I'm here with my 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 5.7 liter. That's the Hemi, and I needed to do the water pump. It has a little leak on it. It's not too bad. It doesn't go down too much, but it has gone down. But I got a new one off Amazon for 130 bucks. I'll put the links to that stuff down below in the description for you guys. And I also picked up a brand new, which traditionally would be an oil catch pan. I'm going to wash this out. I hear some stuff rattling, but I want to save my clean coolant because I had just had the radiator replaced. And if you saw my fail video on that, I bought a piece of hose because there's a nipple on the radiator and a valve, and you can go ahead and drain it right into your clean catch pan and save as much coolant as you possibly can out of the system. And you know, when it's new coolant, and I have more coolant I can use to mix up, but just to avoid wasting coolant here. So also the next step is going to be, besides draining, it's going to be remove this part of the air intake, which will be that too, a couple screws here, flatheads, this cover, a couple flatheads back here at the throttle body, and that's where I'm going to be starting. So join me along on this ride of changing a water pump on a 2005 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 5.7 liter Hemi, and hopefully this helps some people out. So guys, I took the top off, which is just a 8 mil here. Undo your oil cap for that cover. So 8 mil for this guy, which looks like that. Radiator cap, and then that box, air box top. And right now I'm just waiting for it to drain. It's going a little slow. That's okay. I'll probably just come back in a little bit, let it do its thing. Next step after that drains, I'll go ahead, crawl under, pop this belt off. All you do is take a wrench, and on the tensioner right there, put it in, twist, and that will loosen. You can just pop it off. It's not that hard to actually do the belt. Belt to me is pretty straightforward of how it runs. If you just look at everything and go under that guy, and then anything with a groove that goes around. This is a newer belt, but if your belt's old, it's the time to go ahead and replace it, seeing as you're taking one off. I'll pop that guy off of the throttle body, set him off to the side. This is your water pump here. This is the top hose. Lower hose is just above the filter there. I'll zoom in. The only thing I didn't get is that guy right there that the belt goes around. So hopefully that's good. If not, it looks like it's fairly easy to get to once I remove this upper hose. That will open this up. I will pop this off the threads, and so I understand you're able to work things around. If I need to though, I can always pop off the throttle body too, and that gives me more room. It's not too hard. Again, I think it's an 8 mil bolt, and there's 4 of them, and you can pop that off and just set it to the side or undo the clip and pull it out. And I've had that off. That's like real simple. Not a big deal there. Yeah, and pretty much then you undo the bolts going around the water pump cover. I can't figure out what size this is. It's not a 1/4 inch standard, and it's no metric I have. 6, 7, 8. 8's too big. 7 seemed like it would fit, but started rounding it. And it's in there really good with some putty. Probably a plumber's putty or something. This has been done before, because that's the upper bleed. Even the new one is odd. I couldn't find a size for the Allen. Should see if the manual mentions it, but I did find that this Torque T45 that I happen to have fits in there good, and it will undo that one. That's why I set that in the box, because it will undo this. It won't undo the one on the vehicle. One on the vehicle seems like an oddball size or something. I don't really know. I've tried a bunch of different ones. This really doesn't tell you. I'm looking at it now just to see. I don't see anything that tells you, so I'll let you know. But I'm not going to worry about the old one right now, because I'm just taking off the whole unit. I'm just waiting for everything to drain, and it's taking a while, but it's draining. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll come back as I dive into this more. Hey guys, I'm back, and as you can see, I removed the top hose, which is pretty easy so far. You know, I've used a screwdriver. I had to cut a zip tie because the middle plastic piece for that AC I had zip tied on, so that probably won't apply to you. A 13 mil socket. You also remove the bolt back here, which was a 10 mil. I did remove the throttle body just because it's so easy. They're just 4 8 mil, and they look like this. And this was the guy that was on top of that, the 10 mil. And 15 mil so far has been the biggest. That's going to remove your tensioner, which is that guy right here. I put the bolt in it just so I could, that's what it looks like. And actually mine's not that bad, but you know, it looks like something that's been on there from day one. It's not really wobbly, but I'll go ahead and replace it. I also removed the lower hose from the radiator and from that side, so I got a few drips from the lower part of the water pump. Not much you can do about that except wipe up any spills after. This is what I really don't know what I do, because I don't know where it goes back there. So I already loosened all these guys, and then that is which I use the short stubby extension, just Harbor Freight. It's like a swivel extension with how the end looks. Like I said, that's just a Harbor Freight extension. They do their job, and that's a 13 mil. So you just go all the way around, and it's good having the new one because I came over and I just matched up how many holes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, 13 mil. They're not actually on that hard, so I used the mallet on the top ones, whack, whack. Loose. All the others I did by hand because I can't get a mallet in there, so just push down, and they actually turned real easy. So now I'm going to just put the extension on and see if I can just do it by hand. Remove those, and you know, go from there. I'm hoping that I can take this, and once all the screws are out, I can just kind of move it off to the side, and it drops out of that guy, and I can wiggle it on out past this other stuff. We'll see. Oh, and you can get an extension on that one. I would say that's the hardest to get to bolt, and an extension does go down here under the pulley. At first I saw that for this is the power steering, and I was like, oh no, that's going to be a pain. But actually it was not a pain. It fits right in there like that, and the cutaway of this extension is nice, and it's, like I said, has some flex to it because it has that joint on the end to make it swivel slightly, which is nice. So I'll come back in a minute, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay guys, I'm back. You You can notice water pump out of here. It was actually not that bad. This hose, the steel hose, there's flex in it. So you're able to drop down after you get the bolts out, you're able to drop down the water pump and actually just pull it right on out without moving any of these. Real easy. Not that bad. If you happen to do the power steering at the same time, you'd obviously even have more room. So for whatever reason, if you were like, hey, I'm doing the power steering, I'm in here, I know the car's old, boom. You know, probably do just at the same time because you just have that much room. You know, you could remove that, remove this, plenty of room in here with the throttle body out of the way. You probably don't even need the throttle body out of the way, but I've taken that off a few times over the years just to clean it, and you don't use any chemicals. You need to be careful, but it gets dirty on the backside. It gets dirty in here, and I clean the seal and stuff and make a nice fit. Yeah, so there's enough play in that. I was worried about that. I cleaned this end, I wiped down around, and used a little brake cleaner in spots to just clean that up by spraying the brake cleaner on a blue, nice shop paper towel. So here's the old guy. I have to pull off this pulley and reuse it. It feels good though, the bearing is good. I can't tell where it was leaking other than that side was dirty, so maybe it was at the edge, or could have been the weep hole. If that's a weep hole there, there's gunk. The top, let's see if I can find it. Ooh, top weep hole there, don't see anything. So, not too sure. I know it was the right side of the engine. So, this is obviously the original, and I have 150,000 miles. So I'm surprised it's lasted this long. I doubt unless the person had it done at Jeep, yeah, they wouldn't be getting a Jeep part. So this is the old one. This is what this seal kind of looks like. And obviously you can't really reuse those. There's some gunk right there, so you know, might have been having some bypass going on there. Not sure how it flows. Oh, one key tip is, I was like, why isn't it coming off? This middle post, and I put it there so I'd remember, holds it on. So you have to remove this post, and it's a 15 mil, and it goes right there below the bleeder. And we'll set this to the side. I know where it goes now. Also, that's the order, and I'll show you the order by moving the old one here. I started, you know, you just pick a spot and start. I started just above the thermostat, so short, long, short, long. Looks like it alternates all the way around. So, just so you know and you're aware of that, this is what the new one looks like. And this is from, oh, let's see if I can, hold on. Can't say the name of the company. Water pump, how do you say their name? Like Quidmax? I'll put it in the description. I'll link to Amazon where I got it. Now note, Amazon sends it like this. I had tagged the company in a Facebook post, said you need to update your shipping, which they were nice enough to get back to me, because the first one I got, I have a little video on. This end was smushed, and they said, well, when we ship stuff, we always ship it double boxed. But they're going to let their shipping department know, and they're going to look at redoing those for Amazon, because Amazon apparently doesn't repackage. See the name Omix-Ada? That's the part number, that's what it is. But the company stepped up and they were actually going to send me one. I said, well, problem is not that I can't get it. It's because Amazon's sending it. It's just, you know, the shipping. And I was just letting you guys know you didn't mail it per se, but you know, you guys, it's your part. So they thanked me and I thanked them, and that was it. So try to be gentle setting it down. Don't want to gouge the face. Yeah, I mean, it lines up. Yeah, everything looks good. This looks nice. I mean, yeah, it seems quality is good. Identical type build. I prefer laying like that, but just to show you, that's because I don't want to mar this up. Don't want to have any leaks. And especially go through all this again to change a gasket or something. That's the gasket. They give you the gasket right here in the bag. And we'll line it up and put it on. There's also an O-ring, which I guess I'll have to figure out where that goes. Maybe that has something to do with the thermostat, not sure. But that's where I'm at, and it's not that bad. You know, I thought that the guy was gonna hang it up, but you're able to drop it over and actually literally just twisted and pulled it right out. Plenty of room. Now getting the new one in is gonna be, can I do that without messing up the gasket? And I'll just point out while we're in here, something else. We'll point out, there's these burrs, casting burrs. So use a paper towel in there, kind of wipe stuff off, kind of soak up more fluid. Oh, and fluid is going to be still sitting in there. Didn't realize how much, actually quite a bit. So I made a mess on the floor, and because I wasn't expecting that. So just to warn you, he will be, I saved this a lot, so you know, I don't know how much that was, maybe half a gallon, but man, it's a lot when it's on the floor, you know, cleaning this stuff up. So just be careful with the paper towels on the burrs, because it'll leave paper towel. There's nothing you can do. And make sure this seal or this O-ring looks good. And yeah, that's basically it. So here's something for you guys. You just take a screwdriver, pop off the cover on this pulley that I still had on, as you noticed in the video, which is easy. That pops right off, just like a dust cover or something. And there's this fucking Torx. What the hell, manufacturers, I tell you. Like, we need a security thing for this pulley under, you know? Like, oh my God. So that, right there, guys, is a T50. So one of these, God, so lucky I have this stuff. Okay. So T50, don't know if that's focusing, but that's what it is, T50. It doesn't take much, but luckily I have a vise, and obviously I'm not going to use that anymore, so I don't care about marring the surface. And I have to be more careful putting this one back on to the new one, obviously, which I'm thinking I'm just going to do once I get it on there, just because then it's something holding. So you might just want to take it off to begin with, just because then, you know, it's on the car. So, okay. So there's that guy, and I also got my new tensioner I'll be putting on. And oh, I got the gasket in. You just work around slowly and it goes in. And here I'll show it pulled up a little. So it's kind of like this T. So shove that piece, longer side out and down, just like that. And there you go. Hey guys, so as you can see, I got this one in. It was easy. I just had it on the side, went in, went down, and went under this, and keep the water pump out. So I use both hands, and one roughly here, one over here. I cap out and slid up, because you don't want to mess up that gasket and have it go on funky. You want to keep it away from the body as much as possible, which there's plenty of room. I know it doesn't look like it, but there is. And then this pipe just easily pushes right on in, and the bolt will go back there. And I started up here, went back around. I started with 2. This pipe will pretty much hold it against the engine, the water pump, but I put those 2 in, then I got my other bolts in 2s and went all the way around. They're all loose still, as you can see that they're loose. And you want to keep them loose. And you want to get them all started by hand, even this guy, even the middle, that one's still loose. And then work your way around and start, I would do like kind of the crisscross pattern, like a star pattern like you would do on your hub, on your wheels, rims, just to seat it evenly and apply pressure evenly. Because if you start here and here, that's going to like bow that out. It could cause funkiness with that rubber gasket seal that seals everything in. And you're in here, so take your time and do it right. And really no surprises. I'm going to go ahead and put that pulley back on, which was the Security T50 star fitting. These again are 13 mil. That's a 15 mil, which I can double check on him, and have a deep socket to get onto that type of bolt. And then this guy, I believe, was also a 15 for the tensioner. I'll put him back on, and basically that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to kind of clean up my throttle body and stuff while I'm here. And then start putting hoses, thermostat in. My thermostat was new, like last year, so yep, just go through and do all that, and then add the coolant. Okay, guys. Got everything on. I got this guy, have thermostat just sitting in there, just goes in there like that. Got this bracket loosely on, I need to tighten that guy. I got the belt on, which, man, it's funny, I forgot like the orientation. So, from starting at the top here of the water pump, you come around, flat side of that guy goes on the back of that, so under, over the alternator, comes all the way back by here to the tensioner, wraps around the tensioner, because you keep the back of the belt to the flat side, and you go around the, that would be the crank, wouldn't it? And then you go down there, around the power steering, and back across the top, just like that. I still need to put that bolt back too, so a few more things to do. I'm going to clean up that throttle body while I'm here. Like I said, this car, it gets so dirty so easy. I don't know why, but it does. And anyways, that's where I'm at. And then I can start putting coolant back into this bad boy. And hopefully that doesn't leak. And this is the bleeder screw for the air, because this is the highest part of the system. Well, it's about the same level as the radiator, but air can get trapped in there and you can let it out. Or it usually, things just burp themselves, and well, just keep coolant on hand, keep checking your reservoir, and usually you'll be okay. But get it pretty close to begin with, and then you won't have to worry about it. Well, guys, I got this all back together, as you can see, and seems to be running good. I didn't really do a coolant video. There's plenty of those out there, but pretty much just add your coolant. I watched it come out of the the bleeder screw. I doped that up with some pipe dope I have. That's for high pressure, high temp. I topped off that, and we'll see if it burps. I have the heat going, and so far so good. Hasn't really moved over there, but if it needs if it burps and sucks down some, you know, there's plenty in the reservoir. It's up to the line. Pretty much I just added back what I took out, so, and I know I lost some on the floor, so I know it's probably going to settle, and I'm going to have to add some. So I made some coolant up, because mine's the concentrate with distilled water, and yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'll keep an eye on it and probably carry some with me if I have to, you know, top it up for a while. Not really a big deal. Kind of a hassle, but not a big deal. So that's it. So hey, I hope this helps people. It wasn't that hard. I don't know how long it took. It definitely, with the filming, it took a lot longer, so it's hard to say. But you should be able to do this on your own. Just realize you will still lose a lot of coolant once you undo the water pump. I guess that's to be expected. And so it's not 100% mess free, even with using the petcock on the radiator. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos.